Oh hi, so I'm going to test out this Pentium D960 Pentium D in this crappy condition. Well, let's try out. So basically I got this Pentium D processor with some motherboard that I don't remember. It got broken down. Yeah, and now I got processor. I only paid for that kit for around under 15 euros, obviously. Since this processor I saw on eBay that some of the similar models of this processor was listed at some absurdly expensive price. Well, I did tried to cook with this processor, but I don't know if this janky Pentium D processor will still work after it has been exposed to some overheating, because it has stains from that experiment that I did 5 years ago. Well, I have some motherboards to pair with this processor. One of them is the motherboard. That Zeus P5E VMDO. Yeah, that crappy motherboard. Well, let's test it out, shall we? Now, obviously, we need to clean up a little bit. Yeah. And obviously, we need to find that specific model of this motherboard. We need to find in this box of e-waste pile, which I love it. Because I love e-waste products. This is my life. And obviously we need to open up this box, and we have some e-waste things. So for example, this motherboard, it's pretty rare motherboard that has a Q9550 installed alongside with this beefy Intel stock cooler. But yeah, it's a e-waste product that I should throw it into trash. But for some reason I didn't. Alright, so here's another e-waste product, and yeah, that's the motherboard we need for this project. So it supports Pentium D, but we need a bigger cooler to begin with. Another e-waste, everything is e-waste for you guys. Alright, so I have these two motherboards on this cover. Well, we need to take out this cooler alongside with this BIOS bear, which I forgot it. So we need to take out this cooler because we need it. Alright, so I pull out these 4 clips, and here it goes. This is the bigger heatsink. I have 2 of those. One of them is used in my retro gaming PC, which has another Q9550, although I don't want to take out the parts from that machine. And obviously this motherboard. So this is the crappy version of the Intel stock cooler, which everyone used in popular PCs at the time. So we need to do the same as we did with the beefier cooler. I know this motherboard works, but yeah, it has the problem with the BIOS degradation, or I mean bit rot. And now this motherboard, I need to trash this motherboard. Alright, so here's the motherboard itself. You can watch the videos that I made with this motherboard and setup, and testing some hardware that I don't need. But the problem is, we need to find some RAM memory. This motherboard supports DDR2. Yikes. So let's get back onto my e-waste pile. Oh yeah, we need also the storage. This hard drive is still e-waste because it's a hard drive. It has 80 gigs, so I need to throw this in the garbage. And obviously this little box of memory RAMs. Well, let's use this another e-waste pile of RAM memory. This kit is only 2 gigs of memory, and that should be good to go. And that graphics card is also e-waste because no one wants it for retro gaming, because like I said, it's e-waste. We need new. Woo! Anyways, this motherboard has that Intel quad-to-quad processor that's also e-waste, so that should be ready to go. And throw in this garbage. We don't need it. Oh crap! I need to power this beautiful build. E-waste. Well, I need to find a power supply. Is this right here? No. Is this one? Another e-waste power supply by FSP Group Incorporated. Yeah. Oh Alright, now I have everything e-waste to work with. Yeah? No! I need to trash everything instead of selling. Because, we need something eco. Buy new things. Crap. Alright, so let's finish the joke about e-waste and crap like that. And let's get started with the testing of that processor. Be right back. Alright, so now I have everything installed on this motherboard. The RAMs, the power supply to power the motherboard, I mean the system. But I forgot to change the cables for the internal USB hub to connect the keyboard and mouse. And I haven't connected the hard drive, but for this test we're gonna to make sure if this motherboard works. I don't have the cooler installed for now, but for this testing let's make sure if it works. The fan works. Alright, if we see a display screen showing up, it's showing the image. Yeah, it's showing the image. So now I'm going to load the processor. There you go. That's hot because I ran it without the heatsink. So now we're gonna to insert this Pentium D. Hopefully we not damage this motherboard. Obviously we need something to cool this processor. But let's insert this big heatsink. Let's insert. Even I didn't reapply the thermal paste. But let's boot up. Alright, it's shut off. Oh, it's booting. That's nice. If it goes, and here it goes. We have Intel Pentium D360. Nice. So it did work, this processor. So we need to run the setup. So let's go into the system, and now we have Intel Pentium D360 gigahertz. Or I should say, let's insert the second stick of RAM and let's see what happens. Alright, so now let's insert the second stick of RAM. Because the last time on this video, I mean the first time, it doesn't work. So let's test it. For some reason it doesn't work. Great. Alright, so it does work. It does show the Intel. Yeah, it shows the 2 gigs of RAM. So excellent, it does work. So now I'm going to test out the hard drive, but well, let's put the CMOS battery to save some settings. That heatsink, it's warm to touch. That's why this Intel Pentium D was so inefficient for its performance, because they run so hot, it's heating up way faster. Well, let's run the setup and configure the BIOS a little bit. That should work, and I feel the box, it's way warmer. Hello. Go. That's the reason, like I said in the last video, reboot and select proper boot device. In the meantime, we can install the hard drive. This Pentium D processor, it's so great for winter seasons. It's heating up your house. Go. Hopefully it didn't erase the BIOS settings. Yep, it's keeping. Well, let's exit. Hopefully I should have an operating system installed. Oh, Windows 10. Wow. Well, I will come back after it's done loading. Alright, so I'm back. Now I have this Pentium D, but it's at 70 degrees Celsius. Well, I don't know the temperature because that's on the ME driver. But what I can do is to connect this fan header to chassis fan. There it goes. Now it shows on the HV info Now, one of the issues with this system is 2 gigabytes of RAM. That's one of them. But we're gonna to install Windows 7 for this build. Maybe I should reapply firmware paste. Well, let's try it. Alright, so we're gonna to use this flat tip screwdriver. Hopefully we're not gonna to ruin this cooler. Because you know, this cooler has 18 years old, and it's you know, the plastics are starting to degrade over time, but you know, it's still holding up for now. We're gonna to clean dry. And the CPU, wow, that's hot. And we're gonna to use 99% of isopropyl alcohol. And another bonus that I use this cooler with this processor is because this cooler, you can see, it's copper based cooler. I mean, it has a copper core to conduct more heat as efficiently as possible. It still has the stains from previous firmware paste. Alright, so here it goes. Now let's put some firmware paste. And obviously, firmware paste experts, please look away from this montage because it's chiseled. So here it goes. That should be enough. And obviously, mounting the CPU cooler, if we can. And obviously, in start pattern, let's push those clips back in its place. Those coolers are prone to bend the motherboard, but I've seen so much motherboards that has Intel coolers that has the motherboard bend like crazy, and they work. That's the important thing. It still does work with these default stock coolers, and obviously that's why we're gonna use these Intel stock coolers. So now we're gonna boot up this system and do not power on and disconnect the hard drive. That's one thing. Hola. Maybe it's the RAM. Maybe it's because of the stains from that alcohol. Great. Now I'm wet. Hopefully it will work. If it doesn't, well, I'm going to throw this in the garbage. It does work. New CPU installed. Thank you. We're gonna do chipset. No, boot. And what's the time? Yeah. Connect the hard drive. Alright, so let's install Windows 7. Alright, so for some reason it only recognized 1 GB of RAM, and then I disabled the ME BIOS. So now I'm going to launch my installer to install on this computer. Alright, so now let's install the Windows. We want Windows 7 Ultimate. Go! I smell burning. Oh, 100%. Yeah, it's really pushing the CPU performance up. Interesting. One of the stress testing of this CPU we're gonna do by installing Windows. Well, I will leave this recording and voila, let's see. Alright, so I added this fan for, to cool the hard drive because it was running at 46 degrees. And I should move the power cable. Alright, so I'm going to continue with the rest of the installation. So I will be back. Alright, so it did install correctly. So let's US, obviously. US, piece of garbage. US. Next. Alright, so it did boot into desktop, but now we have issues. Unidentified network. Well, I don't know. It did work. So let's do a domain join and then we'll continue from them. There you go, we did it. Let's do a quick browsing test on this processor. The utilization is not too bad, and download Firefox. That's the 64-bit operating system, as you can see. Let's do a little bit of reboot. Alright, so it has been booted up and we have an issue as this one. Well, we're gonna to log into my domain account. Alright, so let's do a bit of benchmarking on this system, and let's see if we can assess the performance of it. So we're gonna to do that with WinSat. I mean Windows Performance Analyzer. No. Windows Experience Index. So go. Alright, so now here is the score. Yeah, it's pretty low, especially the graphics part, but oh well. Now let's install some programs and test. Alright, so I did a little bit of quick browsing on Reddit and trying to play a video from a subreddit. And yeah, it plays with frame drops, but it's usable. You can still watch the video without interruptions. Well, another video. Another video, random video. That's Reddit from my country, so don't comment on this video if you don't like it. It's not my fault, but oh well. And on YouTube, playing a 720p video with some frame drops, but you can still watch the video. But if you're trying to load the comments, well, it really drops hard and it's interrupting. But if you don't do anything, well, it's playable. And on the full screen, yeah, it has frame drops, but you can still watch the video. Obviously, on these old systems, is absolutely necessary to add the dedicated GPU. I mean, at least a modern one like GT 2110 or 710 to improve the system's graphics hardware a little bit, and video playback, because that really helps to the system to be more responsive. And trying to set on 1080p setting, well, it doesn't load. That's without any extensions, just only uBlock Origin. Obviously, trying to watch a video and watch the Reddit at the same time, still taxing this processor. It makes the video to freeze when loading the web page. But if you are scrolling on Reddit, it's still stuttering the video playback on YouTube, but it's still kinda playable. And now let's do a speed test on this Pentium D. So I have 1 gigabit internet connection at my house, so let's get started. Normally it maxes out at 990 something on download and upload, but on this processor, on the download part, it's at half speed. But let's do again. This time is a bit worse at download. But at upload, but yeah, this time is so worse than the first time. And then I took a bit of benchmarking with Passmark performance test 8.0, and we have 98.7. Well, that's so low, to be honest. Alright, so let's blow up this system with Prime 95. If the camera focuses, I launched the Internet Explorer. Damn. Yes, I want to modify. Now I'm going to launch smallest. Wow, so much heat. I love it. Well, I will leave it to cook itself. It seems like the VRM temperature is between 80 degrees and 76 degrees. Alright, so now we're gonna do a little bit of BIOS downgrade. And you know, the last thing to fix this Intel ME board. Alright, so I tried BIOS downgrade, but it doesn't work, so I think I will leave this motherboard as is without, you know, fixing the EME recovery mode thing. I mean, basically this motherboard is not really worth it as long as it still works. Who gives a damn about ME board? Well, I don't. Realistically speaking, this motherboard, it still works in this condition. The sound still works. The 5-wire port, I don't know if it works, but will work. I mean, I guess everything works except for the Intel management engine part, which yeah, I don't care about it. That's the adventure of getting up and running this Intel Pentium D960. Miraculously, it still works after I boot up without any heatsink installed. And yeah, it's still working. Did the stress test and voila. Alright, so now let's shut off. So yeah, that's really about it, and thanks for watching, and I will see you next time with another e-waste component to test. Bye.